What is up, dudes and lady dudes? Welcome back to Just Nuts, guys. Today I've got another video coming at you. I had some weird audio issues in the last video. I think I have them figured out now. Obviously, let me know if they're not. And I'll be watching the video now a little more closely. But yeah, thanks for keeping me heads up on that. Today, I'm looking more at Magistus. This is the new archetype that just got revealed for Genesis Impactors. Very, very cool. It has lore from Witchcrafter, Endymion, Invoked, and what I'm hoping / assuming could be some spellbook, lore as well, which is really, really cool. And they also kind of work with some of those archetypes a little bit. And that's what we're going to be going into today, because I already gave my, overall... I guess not overall. I guess I should say I gave my initial reactions to the stuff getting revealed, and it was very raw, all that stuff. And now that I've had a day or two to look at it and really take a peek at this deck, I want to talk about some things that I didn't actually notice off the bat, the first time we went through it. So first and foremost, I made a video a little while ago talking about Drytron and how there's definitely a card missing for Drytron, something missing here. And some of you also noticed this one, but we're also missing the second card for Magistus, at least. And that's another thing I'm going to mention here in a sec. So we have, obviously Crowley, Vare, and Endymion. We don't have this card. We don't know what it's going to be. It makes sense that it'll be fire attribute because we have dark, light, water. Oh, I guess we have wind. I guess we don't have... Well, I guess, never mind. I thought they were corresponding. They're not corresponding at all. So people think it could be a fire, it could be earth, it could be wind, it could be fire, it could be any of those three, actually. I don't expect it to be the same attribute as these ones, but still, I'm excited to know what it does, because this deck is definitely not fully there, and I think a lot of people get that impression. I get that impression, but I still think the potential is there, right, for this archetype to be pretty cool. But yeah, the only other thing I wanted to mention, I guess, is that this 13 slot could also be a Magistus card. And what I mean by that is our girl here, Vare Sendrillon, says that when she's normal or special summoned, she can add any Magistus spell or trap card from deck to hand. Now, one other thing we don't have is, look at this, 1, 2, 3, 4 spells, 0 traps. So that could just be the final card of this archetype and be a trap. The other thing that makes me potentially think this is in the last deck build pack that had Adamancipator, Rika, and Eldritch. Adamancipator and Rika both had 13 cards for their archetype. Eldritch had exactly 10. Now, I'm not saying they can't deviate from that or whatever. But if this was if this whole bracket here would end up being evil twin stuff, it'd be 11 evil twin cards. So it'd be kind of weird. We get 13 Drytron cards, 12 Magistus cards, and 11 evil twin cards. Is that a weird math? I don't know. It seems like weird math. I don't know. The last one they did it, so I would not be surprised if this was a Magistus trap. And I'd be welcome to it, because this deck doesn't seem to put up disruption incredibly well. There's really only one legit disruption this archetype by itself puts up, so I would not be opposed to another, potential disruption that's easy to search out and stuff. Because this guy, that's just a Monster Reborn. That's a fusion spell that can get you to your 1 interruption. This card can equip you with something to get you utility, which is not bad. And this one specials from hand, right? So the only legitimate disruption the archetype actually has is Magistus Saint Iwas. It's actually pretty good, though, as far as the disruption goes. It's kind of like a walking Widow Anchor, because he can quick effect equip himself to another monster. If he equips himself to an opponent's monster, you will negate the monster's effects and take control of it, though. And then it gains 1,000. So it's pretty cool. It's kind of like Widow Anchor, but a little bit more permanent. And I also don't know about rulings on this. If they if after you take control of it, if they destroy the Iwas, I don't know if they regain control or not. That's also something that could be very important to note in specific situations, but still very cool. And that's just it. This is the only actual interruption for the archetype. So I definitely feel at this point you could not play this archetype pure. You just can't. You have to combine it with something else. And so that's why people have been going to the Invoked engine so far. I mean, obviously we're a day in, so it's not, this may not be the defined best way to play it, but it has Alistair, who's a spellcaster, which has synergy with the archetype. It very easily, and just as a quick, simple engine, can at least get you to a Macabre very easily, which is very nice. But we find that the biggest problem for the archetype has been extension, especially when you combine it with something like Invoked, which is normal summon reliant. You do need that with normal summon Alistair. You need to make plays with the Magistus cards without the normal summon. And that's definitely something you see missing, because as much as Crowley can get itself out of the hand, you have to send a spellcaster. So you're kind of going minus just to get him on the field. Senderlon has to be normal summoned unless you have another way to special summon it. Endymion requires your normal summon, all that stuff. And then you get to these cards, and I guess Trice Magistus is like nice because it like pulls stuff out of the hand, as well as Vritra Magistus, which can special summon a Magistus from the graveyard. But like that's it. Those are your only extending plays, and how are you getting those? Because the only way you search these is via Vare, and she is normal summon reliant. So like you got to hard draw these in the right combination of a hand to make it like actually work. So it's just a little awkward. That's all I'm trying to say here is, if we're missing a card, I hope we're missing a monster that has like really nice extension capabilities, like without the normal summon. Just maybe if you just either control a level 4 lower spellcaster or just control a Magistus monster, just boom, plop out of the hand really easily. That would make him very, very nice as an extender. For sure, I would definitely appreciate that. And maybe have another effect that helps you deal with equips. The other thing I really would love to see for the archetype is the ability to pull Iwas out of being equipped. So I would love it if Magistus had a card that said like you can target one Magistus monster in your spell and trap zone that's equipped to a monster and special summon it. Kind of cheat it out, of the spell and trap zone after you've placed it there. And this is the only one where it comes up. It's just Iwas, because the other ones actually don't even want to be pulled out that way. That's something I noticed when I looked a little deeper, is like Varam is just a beater. Other than that, because to gain his board wipe effect, he has to be synchro summoned properly. Nina Ruru has to detach material to use her effect, so she doesn't have. She's essentially a vanilla. And Artemis is just so weak. But like there's still link fodder or beater, so like that's still not even that bad. He's the main one though, because you just pull him out and then he's just like a walking widow anchor that's more permanent. So it's very good. And I would love to see easier ways to pull him out of the equip zone. So the equip zone, the spell and trap zone. It's really cool. I think we're just missing stuff, and that's what it is we've seen this before. We saw it with Prank Kids. We didn't get Roxy's. We never got the Link 1. Now we've gotten them. It took them a little bit, but they gave them the right support. This could be one of those archetypes. We see that all the time. We saw Evil Eye came out, and they were like, okay, like very normal summon reliant. You brick on the equip spell. You got another equip spell that's way better and helps you brick less, as well as the extending card that gives you tokens, which is pretty nice. So like we've seen this happen, right? We've seen the Konami release a deck build pack, and then not too long after, within hopefully a year, they say, okay, here's some more. This could push you to the next level if you're not already there. I don't think this deck is there, but I think few cards can do it. So with these, I'm just hoping for a really nice extending monster and maybe a trap that's just like good, like a good disruption, so that you could literally go like normal Vare, search a disruption, and that would just be it. Like that one card play could just get you a disruption if you're just trying to keep it simple, not trying to extend too far, but still set up more disruption. That could be pretty cool. Yeah, I think that's mainly it. I didn't want to make this video too long. I just want to throw some of my thoughts out on this deck so far. It's really cool. I love the designs. I love them. Seriously, I've always been a fan of spellcaster stuff. Oh, one other thing I didn't mention is one thing I forgot to realize yesterday is, and this guy's an Endymion card, which means Spell Power Mastery just searches this guy. The problem is, if you don't play any other Endymion monsters, it's probably not worth playing a searcher that just searches this guy unless he's like an insane one-card combo. Other than that, like I don't think we're searching. I don't think we're like playing Spell Power Mastery, but that is something interesting to note. And maybe you can combine him with like a Pendulum deck, because Pendulum decks don't use their normal summons a lot outside of Blue Boy. And you can play this guy as a one-of that's searchable off of Mastery. You know, normal summon him, equip like the Link 1 search you like something else. Like you could actually do some pretty cool things. I don't know, I just thought it was something interesting to note. They don't use their extra deck like crazy, so you could put some of these guys in there, give them some nice utility. I don't know. He's a cool card. He's definitely a cool card. I'm definitely going to keep an eye on that as well. Don't forget about the Endymion synergy. But that's going to leave it for me there, guys. I just want to go a little more in depth on a couple of things, just a small little discussion video. Let me know your thoughts. I know I already asked for your thoughts initially, but I don't know. If you had a day or two to like process this archetype a little more, really see what's going on. Also, just keep in mind it's not done. We have one, potentially two more cards just right here we're going to get. And of course, we'll probably get more stuff later on, especially since this archetype just like generically synergizes with just like spellcasters. So any spellcaster support in the future could end up being like support for this deck. So keep that in mind as well. And stuff like Hidden Village of the spellcasters is again like another like insane thing, or Secret Village. So yeah, that's going to do it for me here, guys. Thank you so much for watching. As always, if you want to see more discussion videos like this in the future, subscribe to the channel because I can do that. I can do more videos like that. But that's going to do it for me here. Thanks for watching. I love you. Peace.